Good evening and welcome to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. I'm your host, Jamie O'Hara, and I'm joined by Jason Cundy.
Has anyone seen the Black Cat? Stadium of Light, the River Weir, Mickey Gray. Can you hear me, Mickey? Your boys took one hell of a beating. The University of Sunderland, Niall Quinn, Darren Bent, Lord Beaverbrook, the Beach Ball, Kate Adey, the Peacock Pub, Sloane Sports Bar, Sunderland Greyhound Stadium. Can you hear me, Greyhound? Your boys took one hell of a beating. Highton Castle, National Glass Centre. What's that? Barry Kenning, Roker Beach, Northern Spire Bridge, the Penshaw Mount, South Delautas. Has anyone seen Sunderland?
Out of order, you, mate. You're out of order. Luton Town are through to the playoff final. They win 3-2 on aggregate. 2-0 tonight. It's a game of men against boys. Sunderland fans, what happened? And Luton Town, what a performance from you. Get involved, 03 717 22 33 44.
Mate, that's good.
I'm good. We watched the games tonight.
We did.
Really, truthfully, we watched the Luton game, didn't we, in Sunderland, because it was a cracking game. Luton Town, fair play to them. Top performance from them. Relentless pressure, relentless energy, and Sunderland just didn't have an answer to it.
No, Luton were outstanding. Tactically, the way they set up, physically all over the pitch. They do not stop running. Their fitness levels are insane. They started the same way they ended the game they started it, closing down high up the pitch. They had no answer, Sunderland. You know, they'd get as far as the edge of the box, and that was it. They just got trapped out. There's no way through, trying to pick their way through. Luton they left everything out there.
Yeah.
Everything, every single one of those players. Credit to them. They're a difficult side to play against. They're a little bit Route 1 at times, but they play on that. And Sunderland just did not know how to live with it. Didn't have a clue how to live with it, mate. So congratulations to them, but the best side won.
Yeah, absolutely. Sunderland fans, I want to hear from you tonight because you've had a great run. You got into the playoffs on the last day of the season. You had a big performance at home last week, but come up against it tonight, and the set pieces absolutely killed you. Men against boys in the box,
wasn't it? All over the pitch, Jay. You said early on in the game, they're a big side, Luton, or Sunderland small.
Yeah.
In actual fact, it was a little bit of both, wasn't it? Yeah. All over physically. They had no answer. And once they got the second goal, mate, it did feel as though it was going to be a bit tough for them to get back
Luton
into.
potentially potentially could be in the Premier League, Jace.
Isn't it? I know.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I heard Adrian Durham, the brilliant Adrian Durham, earlier on saying a decade ago they was playing non-league.
That's right, they were. Well, didn't they have a ridiculous amount of points taken off them? That's like 30 points. I mean, some huge amount of points taken off them. And they've managed to fight and battle their way back. It's a rickety old ground, Luton. You and I have both played. I've not been there for years. But
I've played in a game like that where Luton Town, I think they might have been in League One, maybe even League Two, Jace, at the time when I played them. I was at Wolves and we played them in an FA Cup game. They beat us 2-0, and it was exactly like that. Relentless, like non-stop pressure. The fans behind the pitch is tight. And, Sunderland, they couldn't handle it.
No, they
couldn't. I remember I struggled. It was a tough place to go and get a result.
It is, and it's been a long last 10 years,
Got to sort their ground out, though, if they're going up into the
Well,
Premier.
they will. Look, there's a long way to go, by the way. Congratulations. There's a game tomorrow night, Middlesbrough take on Coventry. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the show. But they're going back to Wembley. It's been, I can't remember the last time they played there, but congratulations. If they do get promoted, if they play the way they
fully
play,
deserve it.
They will cause a lot of teams a lot of problems because they are full energy, physical, all over the pitch, squeezing high up.
Yeah.
They're
They
well coached.
lost the manager this season as well. Nathan Jones left them, goes to Southampton. They get relegated.
Yeah.
Rob Edwards come in and he's done a really, really good job.
Yeah,
for a club to lose their manager, not because they've been struggling, because someone's basically took him. To still continue a great season and get to where they've got to. Fair play to them. So Luton fans can come on and have their say about it.
A crowd invasion. If you go back 12 months ago, there was a lot of problems at games towards the end of the season. I get that it's high emotion. I get how important that is to the Luton fans. But we saw managers and players getting attacked last season.
Well, last week.
And we don't... Yeah, of course, Eddie Howe had an altercation, didn't he? But running on the pitch like that, I get it, but let's hope that there's no repercussions, that nothing's happened untoward.
Yeah, it was unsavoury scenes at the end. And Sunderland fans, if you was at the game and you get back in the car, I know Luton fans were coming over to goad you. How did you feel about it? Because really. Fair enough coming and run on the pitch and you want to hug the players that have got you to a playoff final, but going over to goad the other team and the fans, it's just going to end in disaster in my opinion. But have you say 03717223344. Let's go to Marco. He's a Luton fan. All right, Marco.
Hi, Marco.
Jesus Christ, why is it always a sweat? Why is it always a sweat?
Well, you're never going to do it easy way, are you? Especially coming out of the Championship.
No. Jason, I phoned you last year, about this time last year, before we played Huddersfield.
Right.
And you said what it would mean to me, old man, if Luton got up. But obviously we didn't then.
No, you didn't. No.
We've still got a game to go. But this is nuts. It's like I can't even comprehend if we go up. I mean, forget I'm a Luton fan. Like you guys said earlier, 10 years ago, non-league, loads of points have been deducted for no fault of their own. Literally,
how many points was it? How many points, Mark?
30.
13. 30. It was 30.
3-0.
It was 30. Yeah.
Crazy.
Point. Yeah.
The budget of squad is probably Mudric's left football boot.
Yeah.
The stadium. This is what proper football's about. It's. We don't really want these massive clubs in there overspending. This is what football's all about. This is why I like going to like.
Oh, so you don't want to get promoted then?
Non-league.
You don't. Hold on. You don't want to get promoted.
No, I didn't say that.
You said this is proper football.
You don't want these massive clubs going up, overstretching themselves, getting relegated. We want these little clubs up there. This is what football's all about. This is football. This is proper football.
I mean, it's a hell of a story. It's a great story, of course. But if you go up, obviously you want to stay in there. You're going to have to spend some money. You
won't get any prawn sandwiches at Luton.
Well, where'd you get? Where's the sandwich of choice?
You've got to spend £20 million on doing the stadium up, haven't you?
They will. They've got. We're not there yet, but they've got plans in place. They're not stupid.
Yeah. I've not been to Luton for years.
I need to go for a jog.
You need to go for a jog.
I'm literally. I'm shaking.
Is there nothing you can do at home that can burn off a bit of energy?
I've got a rowing machine.
Get on the rower, Mark.
Jesus
Get on the rowing machine.
Get on the rowing machine
now.
Call
us back.
Get on the rowing machine now and call us back when you're on the rower.
Play the piano. Do you want me to play a bit of the piano?
Can you play the piano?
Yeah.
Well, go on then.
Well, let me just turn it on quickly.
Turn it on. Turn it on.
It's a keyboard.
What do you mean?
It's electric. It's electric. I just need. Oh my God, I'm shaking. I can't think straight.
He's shaking. How are you going to hit the keyboards?
Oh,
what are you thinking about playing us here? Go on, go for it.
What is it? A church?
Mark, you said you could play the piano.
Oh, I can't play one-handed.
What?
I can't play one-handed.
What are you doing with the other hand?
Hold the phone.
Oh, Mark, that's brilliant. Listen, Mark, get on the rower and give us a call back. We want to hear you sweating it out. You need to get it out of your system, mate.
I do. All right. I'll do that.
I'll speak to you. Phone us in a bit.
He's struggling, isn't he, poor thing?
I mean,
hey? We know what it's like.
You know what it's like. The adrenaline rush.
Yes.
That adrenaline rush
indeed.
is unbelievable.
I
need to go for a run.
Yeah. Stay in, listen to talkSPORT, get on the rowing machine, and do something else to burn some energy at home.
It's brilliant. Let's go to Dylan. He's a Sunderland fan. All right, Dylan?
Yeah, I'm right, boys.
Oh, good, mate. Look, how are you feeling? Sunderland have had a great run to get there, but...
You know what? I'm devastated, but what I will say is, aside from the performance tonight, which wasn't ideal at all, I'm proud of the boys, because you look at the start of the season where we were predicted to finish, in the bottom half of the table, and the fact that we've come out here tonight and we put on not the best performance, but I think we can be proud of what we've done to get there.
Yeah.
So next season, Dylan, what do you think Tony Mowbray will look to try and do? Because I felt
bring in more physicality.
Well, I felt a little bit that you were overplaying towards the end, and sometimes needs must. You didn't really have that physicality up top, and they would dominate. I just wonder whether he might want to bring in someone a little bit more physical, where you can be a little bit more direct.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. I think what a lot of people overlook is the fact that we have had some big injuries this season, especially to Ross Stewart, who's a massive part of our team, the striker, the main man, the talisman. I mean, he scores the goals for Sunderland. He has. I mean, 13 games, 10 goals. You can't say that's not good for someone that has been struggling with injuries for the most of the season. And I do believe that if he was in that side tonight, absolutely, it's a different story. But not to discredit Luton, unbelievable. And certainly, I think the biggest problem tonight was the fact that we struggled defensively. There was a big problem, the physicality, and I always knew going into the game tonight that Luton were going to be a very tough side from the set pieces, the free kicks, the corners, because they swing that ball in, and against a smaller side like that we've got defensively, where we are missing so many big players like Danny Bast and Dan Ballard, you struggle because it's a very, very difficult situation when you've got those sort of set pieces.
Those corners from Doughty on the left hand, on their right,
were
wicked corners. I mean, the trajectory, the pace, the curling towards that near post, every single one of them caused problems. Yeah,
and I think what I saw tonight was I just felt like Luton, when they were attacking the ball, they wanted to score. They felt like they had that ability to get him, and I just don't know if Sunderland really had that. It was like, the ball's not going in our net. I didn't feel that.
No, I didn't, and I think a big part of it was you've got to think that our squad is incredibly young. You look at the numbers, and so many of our players. Jack Clark, I mean, coming from Spurs, Damien, I'm sure you know about him. What a season he's had, unbelievable. The turnaround coming from Spurs, and there's plenty of players in that team that have got to develop. And I think next season, I absolutely look at that with a lot of. I think we can push for big things next season, and I think the job Tony Mowbray's done with the manager leaving at the early part of the season, he's come in, done an absolute brilliant job, and I believe next season we'll be right up there. And I'm really confident with a bit of spending in the summer on some new defensive. I signed a centre back. I think we need, and definitely a striker. We struggled massively because without Stewart, it's been a massive issue. And I think Joe Gelhardt. Playing at striker is not where he belongs at all. I think he's a 10, and I think he should be nowhere near that. But fair play to the boy for stepping up when he's been when it is unfortunate.
Dylan, brilliant call, mate. Really appreciate that.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.